Hey there everybody, hope your day is going well. Jacaded Old School Gaming here, and welcome back to another Wild Wednesday. Holy crap, 24 of them. I'll see if I can't find something a little different from what I usually do for next Wild Wednesday. Maybe, maybe not. But, in the meantime, I have this one video from ProtoMario, the Pokemon theory why Charizard is not a dragon type originally. I don't know, would it be because a dragon type Pokemon as a starter, or kind of a starter, be super overpowered? Or is it just because maybe Game Freak didn't know what they wanted to do with Charizard initially, just went, make it a fire and flying type? Because it's not as though dual typing was a new concept in First Gen, although kind of was, because everything was a new concept, but yeah. Well, like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do for next Wild Wednesday, but hell, if you have any suggestions, put it in the comment section down below. But in the meantime, let's get into this theory and see what it's all about.
Hello and welcome back, YouTubers. It's me, ProtoMario, again. Time for another Pokemon theory. So, last time, I covered Gyarados not being a dragon type.
That is also an interesting take, Gyarados isn't a dragon type in First Gen. It's, starting off in Magikarp form, it's just a water type, and not as useless as Ditto, because at least Magikarp learns Tackle at level 15, but it is still so weak that it's just finally level 20, evolve, and become super duper powerful. Easy as that. But, yeah, that can be an interesting theory for another time.
Instead of being water flying, this time I'm going to cover Charizard not being a dragon type, instead fire flying. The typing itself originates from the fact that Charmander was originally just a water type.
I'm sorry, what? Charmander is a fire type. Is this like is this a blooper video? Because Charmander is a fire type, and then Charmeleon, also a fire type, then evolves into Charizard, gets wings, becomes fire and flying. At least in First Gen. I think in Second Gen, Charizard is officially classified as a dragon type, maybe dragon and flying, kind of like how a Dragonite's, dragon and flying. I honestly don't know the exact typing in Second Gen, but at least maybe, unless triple typing is the thing. I don't think it is, but it could be, fire, flying, and dragon, which would give it a whole host of resistances, not too many weaknesses, but yeah, and anyway, back to you.
Like Magikarp was just a water type. So, Charmander was just a fire type. So, as he evolved in Charmeleon, he still was a fire type, and eventually into Charizard, growing wings making him a fire flying type.
It's interesting how you pretty much say all the same exact things as I do, but then again, I guess that comes to the territory of, hell, because I know your videos are decent quality, they're not going to be full static. There have been a couple times where I've had to raise the volume of you, because it's just so quiet I can barely understand what you're saying, but yeah, I haven't seen this, so it's just, let's get into it and see what's what. Wow. Yeah, that, like I said, interesting that I'm essentially saying everything, and then you say it when I let you go back to it, and yeah, just comes to the territory of not having actually seen anything yet. I'm just going over whatever the hell's on my mind as soon as I pause your video and start recording, and then just speak whatever. Yeah, anyway, once again, back to you.
Basically, a lot of people don't overly argue this for the simple fact that he's fire flying because he was originally a fire type, then he grew wings and became a flying type. It's not like Gyarados, where Gyarados doesn't have any wings, can't learn flying moves. In fact, Charizard learns wing attack.
Okay, so I had to look that up, just to double check. Charizard doesn't actually learn Wing Attack, at least not in First Gen. Let me see, TMs? Okay, it can learn Fly, but it can't actually be taught to... Yeah, I don't even think Wing Attack is a TM. But yeah, like I said, it can learn Fly. Hell, it can learn Strength and Cut. Interesting. But yeah. Charizard doesn't actually learn Wing Attack. It can learn Fly and Strength and even Cut, apparently. But that's just too many HMs for one Pokemon, in my opinion. But yeah, you're a little off. Unless there's a TM for Wing Attack in future gens and then Charizard can learn it that way. It just doesn't learn it naturally. At least that's kind of how I took it from the way you said it. Just, oh, Charizard learns Wing Attack. No, it doesn't.
And can learn Fly. And later on, in much later games, he learns moves like Aerial Ace and can be move-tutored moves much more out there than just those simplistic flying moves.
Yes, I wonder when move tutors were introduced, because that's definitely something that honestly should have been in First Gen, because it's just, I cut this Pokemon at such a high level that it forgot certain moves. And I cannot determine what it has when I catch it at such a high level. So yeah, I need to catch it at a lower level, so that way I can teach it everything, well, potentially teach it everything it can learn, and skip over the moves I don't want it to learn. But yeah, that's just my own personal gripes about some of the learned move sets in First Gen, at least. I don't know about Second Gen, but I'll get there soon enough.
So why is he a fire flying type when he clearly resembles a dragon? Well, basically, the legend that he's based on is a salamander growing wings and flying. Now, salamanders would, generally speaking, fall into the reptilian dinosaur category, as Pokemon categorizes them.
So the legend of a salamander growing wings and being able to fly around actually would make more sense that it, becomes a dragon. Like, it starts off as like maybe a baby newt, a kind of dragon thing. I'm not sure what the terminology I'm going for is. I'm just going to stick with newt. It starts off as a little thing and then eventually sprouts wings and then is no longer classified as a newt, becomes a dragon. That is interesting to hear about that legend. I honestly did not know about that. I kind of knew about like the Magikarp. It's a legend of a fish just like struggling to get up a waterfall. Once it eventually does, it becomes that much more powerful.
Much like Bulbasaur being a dinosaur reptilian, Charmander is a salamander reptilian dinosaurish kind of Pokemon. So it would naturally just go from being a grounded salamander to a flying type salamander. So, it's just the simple transition from just being a basic fire type to a fire flying type. Though he does gain some moves like Dragon's Rage, and can learn other dragon moves like Outrage, Dragon Claw, Dragon's Breath.
Yes, well, okay. It can't actually learn Dragon's Rage on its own. There is a TM for Dragon's Rage, but, screw that. It's like 40 points damage, period. Doesn't get any stronger. Can't make critical hits, and yeah, sure, it ignores defense and typing just do that damage, but still, ugh. Yeah, as for all the other moves you mentioned, those are not First Gen moves, so I don't know. Once I move on to Second Gen, eventually Third, Fourth, whatever. Yeah, I'll eventually get into all that another time.
So it's just a question of if he can learn all these moves, then why isn't he a dragon type? Well, I can tell you this once again. Much similar to the Gyarados theory, if Charizard was just a fire dragon type, he would have almost no weaknesses. Yes, he would be weak to ground type due to the fact that he would still be fire type, but I don't think he would be too weak to anything else. Maybe rock type, but again, not too much else. So rock ground types would be his weakness.
I think you're also forgetting about ice, because, well, okay, fire would resist the ice, but then dragon would be weak against it. Unless, just like Dragonite, fire or dragon and flying, a double weakness to ice moves. So, yeah. As for all the other moves, yeah, well, okay, if it's dragon and fire, yeah, definitely a susceptibility to ground type moves. A rock, well, well, I don't know, is fire weak against rock? I don't know, I haven't really used that too much, but I haven't really explored that option too much, which is, hell, that would be interesting. But yeah, the dual typing system is just, like, sometimes it's super advantageous, other times maybe not so much. And really it's just kind of like, oh hey, this side provides a good amount of resistances, or it's just, wow, it's like kind of like a bunch of weaknesses on one side, a bunch of weaknesses on the other side, not much in the way of resistances, at least in first gen. Second gen, I believe, starts to kind of balance things out with like strengths and weaknesses and whatnot.
And yeah, that's about it. So yeah, there's Earthquake and yeah, there's Rock Slide, but there's only a few Pokemon that have that move, making him extremely overpowered once again. So making him a Fire Dragon type wouldn't be the best idea. On top of that, again, in the original 151, there was no Dragon moves except for Dragon's Rage, and it was base damage only, meaning that one of his weaknesses, which would have been Dragon, a strong weakness against him, wouldn't matter, because again, there is no base damaging moves, only select damage of 40 points. So, when you think about it, Charizard is just fire flying because he's based on the legend, and on top of that, it would make him extremely overpowered in the original. Now, if they were to add in a third type, it would probably be Fire Dragon Flying, but that's to be seen. Who's to say if Pokemon will or will not add in the third type? Because that's a lot of work and balancing they would have to go through and do. Other than that, guys, your guess is as good as mine. Why do you think Charizard is not a Fire Dragon type or a Dragon Flying type, and instead is a Fire Flying type? Leave your interesting comments in the section below. I've been ProtoMario, and I'm signing out. And thanks for watching.
Well, I would say that it's more of because Charmander was a starter, it doesn't get that huge boost of becoming a Dragon type. Because, hell, what, Dratini, Tigumo, or, that's the name I gave it, Dratini, Dragonair, Dragonite, yeah, they are very powerful. It comes kind of late in the game, but, yeah, it is still extremely powerful. And with as powerful as a Dragon type could potentially be, imagine, you would have to have an ungodly amount of patience in order to do it. But you could actually have a fully evolved starter before you even hit up the first gen. Well, like I said, an ungodly amount of patience, because the starters will try to evolve at level 16. And then they can evolve again as low as early as level 26. So having a fully evolved starter, whether you start with Charmander or Bulbasaur or Squirtle, whoever, if you have a fully evolved starter, it's going to be super powerful. And let's say if Charizard was a Dragon typing, it could sweep pretty much any gym, period. Because, there's, Brock's Pokemon is such a low level that they don't know anything, then Misty might have to watch out a little bit, but not too much trouble. Then Lieutenant Surge, maybe. With the flying typing, maybe something to watch out for. Then, then Erica, nothing at all to worry about. Koga, again, absolutely nothing to worry about. Let's see, Sabrina. Yeah, the dragon types don't have any resistance to psychic types, but yeah, nothing to worry about. Then moving on to Blaine's gen, just okay, whatever, more fire types. Let's see, Giovanni though. That might be a little more difficult just because of, well, like ground typing doesn't exactly have a weakness to fire type moves, but still, I mean, yeah. So it's more just like a balancing kind of thing. Just hey, you get this Pokemon super early. We do not want to give you the end game Pokemon right away. I mean, the hell, it's why you have to beat the Elite Four and the rival at least once to unlock the unknown dungeon behind Cerulean City to go get Mewtwo. Because just, hey, if you're powerful enough to defeat the Elite Four, you're powerful enough to go and catch this Pokemon. Even without the Master Ball. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this Wild Wednesday. Wow, that went by fairly quickly, but yeah. As for the one that was referenced last time, that's actually a black and white theory, which I believe is 4th gen, or is it 3rd? I don't remember exactly, but yeah, I can get to that someday in the far future. Who the hell knows when? But yeah, eventually one day I can come around to that and just go, okay, what's the theory here? Does it have any substance? Well, at least with ProtoMario's theories, he kind of speculates, but he doesn't go like so far that I'm just, what the hell are you even talking about? Yeah, and as I said, as for next time, I'm gonna have to search for something more. Which hell, if you have any suggestions, put it in the comment section down below. I can wrap this up and get on to Thoughtful Thursday, and then go from there. So I'll see you there. Thankfully, I have already determined what I'm going to do for next Thoughtful Thursday. And thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, hit the bell so you can always be notified whenever I upload another video. And of course, have fun.